Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richard Simmons, JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. I'm having a real hard time right now. This is one of the reasons why I help people, why I dedicated myself, because of things like what I'm going through right now. It doesn't matter how good you are, and it doesn't matter how bad you are. People will allow you to go into a dark place. Just like my daughter's father, he has put me and my daughter into a dark mental space. And he's still doing it, you know? And it's like we can't get no help, nobody cares. That will drive you to kill. Literally. I know because I've been there before. Being 12 years old, sitting in a room while a man was abusing me and my brother. And I tried to think of every way possible on how I can kill this man to get rid of him. Well, guess what? 40 years later, I feel that same way about another man. Because of his own selfish ways. Because he just wanted to take. He didn't take my body, but he took my money. Something I worked very, very hard for every day of my life. To look at my daughter's face and say, Mommy, why is this happening? Because God needs to expose this man for who he is. The devil that he is. And how he puts people in a dark space. Never once have I thought of killing myself because I had things that, investments, that I just can't let others have. And God is not going to allow others to have. But mentally, I have chosen in this dark space that I feel like killing him. I need it to go away. I need to be able to settle my life and just take me and my daughter and go away. He has damaged us so bad. So bad. It's unreal. My daughter came to me yesterday and said, Mommy, there's rooms that we can afford, but they need your credit to be in a certain place. And it's like she keeps torturing me. You know, your credit. And he's the one that destroyed my credit. You ask people to help you. Everybody knows I live drama free. They look at you like, oh wow. I can't take a 14-year-old into the shelter. Plus she's been down that road already. I know I met a nice man. He's a Christian man. But everything that I've been through with these men being so selfish, ignorant, and hurtful, I can't even totally open up. And it's not his fault. Because he's doing everything a man is supposed to do the right way. Just meeting a woman. But in his heart, he feels that a little girl needs her father, her true father. I cannot make a man do what he's supposed to do. I can't do it. We all know that he's wrong for going 8 hours away. But see, this is my theory of it. I believe he was trying to kill me. You know, he wants to kill me so he can get his daughter. But I will tell you why God is not going to allow it. Because he mentally abused her and had her in a dark place just like he has me right now. So God is not going to allow it because he's an abuser. He has to work on himself and realize the things that he has done to his family. And nobody won't tell him. That's what makes it so bad. Nobody won't tell him. Because they're all afraid of him. But I keep trying to tell him. You keep hurting people. Somebody's going to get you. Your selfish ways have to stop. But this is why I help people. So they won't feel like this, because I've been there. I've been with my back against the wall and nobody to turn to because nobody wanted to help. They didn't help until my brother died, when he lost his life. People are so cold. So cold. People say, Jackie, why do you work so hard? You always working. Because I've experienced people being so cold. And it led to death. In order for me to get out. Understand? Me, because I've been through a little bit more. Sometimes I speak and they laugh and they think it's a joke. They think it's a joke. Who's there to protect when you have nobody else? Who's there to protect when people have just walked away because of their selfish ways? then you have to be subjected. This is the killer. In order to get the help, you have to be subjected and abused by them. Who wants to be going through something and still got to be abused because you need help from someone? I've been down this road. And I refused to go down it again. I refused. I refused. I do everything right. I try to stay out the way. I try to mind my business. If I open up too much, they don't like me. If I don't open up enough, they don't like me. If I put my clothes on, they don't like me. It just comes to the point where they just never liked me. It was just something to do. That's all it was for them. All I'm going to say, I had too many investments for me to die. So I have to make the decision. Or when I have to make the person die to get me out of this situation. And I'm going live with this because I'm in a very, very dark place. Very, very dark place. And all I can see is death because of what these people have done to me. That's all I see, but not mine. God told me, daughter, you will rest. I'm tired of helping other people. I'm tired of giving away my money that I work for. And then they laugh about it like it's okay. Don't you know my daughter's father, he owes me over $250,000. I paid his child support. I paid for him, his clothes. I bought him 2 cars. And he laughs about it like it's okay. He laughs about it. So that's what we're doing now. We're extorting people, taking their money, destroying their lives after they work hard to build their life when they get older. This is what we're doing now. And I can't get away from this man. I just can't. I tried and begged anybody, please, buy one of my investments so I can just pay my bills and walk away. That's all I want to do is pay my bills and walk away. Nobody hears me. No, I don't want to kill him. I'm trying not to kill him. I just want to pay my bills and walk away. That's what I want to do. But nobody hears me. So when are y'all gonna hear me? When I take my gun and blow his fucking brains out. That's when y'all gonna hear me, right? That's when y'all gonna hear me. Please, somebody hear me. Somebody hear me. I don't want to go to jail. But I have to make it stop. I have to make it stop. Do you understand? I can't even get an apartment because my credit is bad. Why? Because I had a car that he destroyed. After promising me that he was going to buy me a new car, and I believed in him. I said, okay, I'm going to try and hold on to this car. I couldn't let the car go last year. I took money from my pension that I could have sat on and not worked to help me pay my bills while I let the car go. And then went and bought another car. But he promised me a new car. So I said, okay, I'll just hold on to this piece of car until he gets my new car. I paid my bills. I helped my business with my investments. I tried to stay happy throughout the process. Other people came in and tried to help me stay happy. While I was waiting for him to lie, my car kept breaking down on Independence. It just would stop. My poor baby was so scared. And when she gets scared, I get scared. My baby said, Mommy, what we gonna do? I said, I don't know, baby. I said, but it's almost income tax time, so I'll try to get a new car. I went to all the dealerships. Being that I had that car on my credit report already, it was hard for them to get me a new car. But they found me one. They found me. I couldn't afford to pay both car notes still. I just couldn't do it. So I had to let that other one go. But it still affected my credit because I couldn't afford to pay for both of them. I asked this man for child support. I sat here for almost 2 years with no steady child support. I had to work 2 jobs. When he decided he wants to pay, he pays. I filed for child support. I filed for a court case to sue him. They let him go. Then child support had the nerve to tell me I had to pay in order to get my child support started, when my child support was already in effect in Maryland. He just never paid. All he does is get high. Get high, get high, get high. That's all he does. He doesn't care about what's going on with his child and what she needs. He doesn't even realize how much money I spend on her. You know, I told this man, I said, listen, I need $500 a month. when there's women out here getting $250 a week, almost $1,000 a month for child support. In these times, he gives me $250. $200. And I think it's okay. That doesn't even buy her toiletries. That doesn't even buy her shoes. After he scarred her, then who has to come out their pocket to help her not fight that mental battle that she was going through for many, many years? I haven't been able to buy myself anything for the last year. Nothing. I did get a wig. I invested in only because I knew it would last all year. All I had to do is wash it. I could dye it. I could do whatever I want to it. Because I had to take all my money and give it to my landlord and to give it to a car. Because he lied. This is why people shouldn't lie. You know, I've been talking to people about living in their truth. Just live in your truth and tell the truth. You can affect somebody's life with your lies. Just tell the truth. Or don't speak at all. When all he had to do was say, I know I owe you money and I know I owe you a lot. But I can't afford to give it to you. Can I set up a payment plan and help you? No, he'd just rather just extort me and just say, F me. He threw a little, $4,000 at me within the last 2 years. But you left me an apartment that you wanted. This apartment that I'm in, he wanted this apartment, not me. I wanted to go back to Maryland. So I sacrificed for this man to stay here in this place. Because this is what he asked for. He was the head of the family. And I followed his lead. For you not to only leave, but then leave me with all these bills. And your child. Why wouldn't I be in a dark space? Why wouldn't I feel like killing this man? It's only common sense. And that goes for any human being on the earth. How much do you think a person can take? Some people go into the dark depression to where they feel like they want to kill themselves. No, I'm not in that state. Because I got too much to live for. Even if I have to be bounded for time. Because time don't last forever. It keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going. Just like with my brother. Why did my brother have to lose his life? Because nobody listened. You got all these damn millionaires out here that can't even get a trademark. Has tried. And it's no way possible you can tell me that they can't afford it. They just don't care. And that's what's wrong with our people. They don't want to see the facts until someone has lost their life. And people get to a breaking point. I've worked every day of my life for the last 2 years. Every single day. I haven't had a day to just sit down for me. To enjoy me. They say, well, you need to love yourself. How? Tell me how. Every dollar I have has to go to bills. Even when it's a day that I think I'm going to enjoy myself a little bit, I still have to put work in. My birthday just passed. I had to work on my birthday. And I also had to drive to our destination. To get there late, to go to bed late, to wake up tired, to start the day driving all over again. To come back to move, I had to take all my furniture out of my house. Me and my daughter by ourselves. I couldn't take my washing machine to dry out. So I needed help for that. I'm a woman. I fell off the truck. I hurt my foot. My driving foot. Then I fell the other day. I hurt my whole right side. My leg is constantly in pain. But I take my baths with my Diamond Way. To make it better. But I can't rest it because I got to keep going. We only go to the doctor so the doctor can get us out of work. But I can't afford to get out of work. I have to work. Even though I'm self-contracting my money right now. I have no other choice. I have to keep going. I have to protect my child. Financially and mentally. I worked 9 hours yesterday to come home to hear my daughter in depression, which put me in depression. And then she's giving me all of these, well, Mommy, if we do this, but then she doesn't realize that I have to work 7 days a week for our survival. And I'm trying to explain to her the body, it can't take but so much. She's watched me do it, but eventually my body is going to get tired and broken down. And you see, that's what her father wants. That's what he wants. See, he feels like if he has her, then he can use more people. He can hurt more people because he can say, I got to take care of my daughter. So that's his theory of thinking. Because he's always saying, just give me my daughter. How are you just going to replace her mother? You can't do that. I'm not an unfit mother. I'm not on drugs. Never been on drugs. I don't have any mental issues, but you're creating one in me. You got to make it make sense. You cannot replace her mother. You're telling me to give my child to you so you can allow another woman that don't even take care of her own children properly. Her teenage daughter sneaks out the house in the middle of the night. But you want me to give my child to you. Make it make sense. My daughter can't sneak out in the middle of the night. You know why? Because I have cameras in my house. She opens up my door, I'm going to know. So why would I put my child in a worse situation than what she's already in? Make it make sense. Then he wouldn't even allow me to meet her so I can tell her what her kids are doing. He wants to hide her from me. Why do you want to hide this new relationship? I don't want you. You have mistreated me so bad that I can't stand you. So why is it you can't make this complete and do what you're supposed to do as a man? Because you're not honest. Because you have a plan. You're putting another plan together to destroy. That's why. Because if you were sincere, there would be no problems. Everyone knows I'm a good mother and very overprotective of my child. I had my daughter's school laughing because I said, I'm looking for a job, but, they don't get paid what I'm used to getting paid at the schools. But I said, I'm willing to take a job so me and my daughter pull up together right here in the school. Because, I'm very overprotective because my oldest child scarred me because of the things that she went out and did. And still doing. She's not out there in criminal activity, but she has a lot to work on with her attitude, her mouth. People don't realize how much their mouths can destroy them. That's why we got to watch what we say. We got to watch the way we act because it will come back to bite you. And I've been trying to teach her that, but she's not hearing me. That's the thing. People don't hear you. They don't hear what you're saying. They don't look at the facts of life. I met this new guy, and I don't think I talked to him for 2 weeks. And he can see everything that I've put together. He can see it all. But he knows he can't come into my life and try to be a father to my daughter, because she has her father. He's just far away. And he's trying to figure out why this man just walked away from his daughter. You know, he's trying to figure it out. Being in a teenager's life, father is very important. See, I didn't have a father when I was in my teenage life. And I believe that's one of the reasons why I go through so much that I go through. You know, my father was to be honest with y'all, a piece of shit. And he still is. Even though he walks around thinking he's Mr. Big Shot. In reality, everything that he does it on the basis to help himself and nothing else. You know. I've been over here struggling for 2 years, and he knows it. And he knows the economy is bad. Rent has went from $1,000 a month to $2,000 and $3,000 a month. And he tells me, why am I not making it? It's another one that's just no good. Selfish being. A man. It's crazy how people don't realize how they can affect you by the things that they do and that they say, you know. But at this point in my life, I don't give a damn if he lived or died, because he's put me through hell all my life. All my life. And every time I brought it to God and I asked God to let me, you know, build with my father, he's always played the part to destroy it. So it's just not meant to be. And sometimes you have to accept that. No matter how much you try to build with a person, and if they don't correspond the proper way, meaning the godly way of life, we have to let it go. You know, and I'm willing to let it go. If my father, my life has proven that my father was a piece of shit. When I tell my stories, the first thing people say is, where was your father? So I personally don't have to hurt him. The guilt of everything that he has done, when people say, well, where were you? When she was going through all these things, where were you? Why did she have to go through all this? Where were you? And then my daughter's father is creating the same pattern. The same pattern. You know, I told my mother, let me tell you something, I was about to die. Okay, this was back in 2009, June 2009. I had walking pneumonia. I just gave birth to my daughter, and I had walking pneumonia. I didn't know it. The doctor tried to give me some new antibiotics when all he had to do was give me a Z-Pack, and I would have been better. But he wanted to try this new medication. You don't try nothing new when a person is seriously ill. You get to the source immediately. But he neglected to see that as a doctor. That's one of the reasons why I don't trust doctors. When he gave me this medication, it didn't work. It just made me worse. The doctor said to me, I'm going to call an ambulance. And I said to him, why? He said, because you're very, very sick. Now just imagine pulling up to the doctor's office and you trying to get help to feel better. The doctor says to you, you're very, very sick. I said, well, I have my kids with me. I can't go in the ambulance. And I don't have anybody to get them right now. I tried calling my daughter's father. He didn't have a phone. I called his brother. I called his mom. This all took place at 9 a.m. in the morning. I drove myself from the doctor's office to the hospital to get there for them to say, you're dying. All I could do was just look at the nurse. She said, we're going to try to do everything we can for you. Do you have anybody that can get your kids? And I said, I called them. Nobody's coming. My son and my newborn baby was sitting there while I was dying. They kind of released a lot of the water in my body. It helped me with the medicine that they gave me, helped get some of the water off my lungs. The whole day went by. The whole day. This man didn't walk through the door to get my children until 9 o'clock at night. 12 hours later. They had already called social services to put my children in foster care. The nurses were so nice. They kept saying, we're going to try to help you get better because we see you don't have nobody and your kids need you. When my oldest daughter's friend, I had his number at my phone. I'd be looking for my daughter. And I said, call him, Day. Day called him. And he said, I'll take the kids for you. This is a stranger. He said, just get better. He said, I don't want them to put your kids in the system. They're going to have to worry about their mother dying while they're there in a strange place. I'll take them. Who calls? Eric. I'll be there in 10 minutes. What was you doing all day while I was dying? When he walked in, the nurse just went off. She just went off. She even called security. And she said, do you want me to let him take him after what he's done? I said, well, the only good thing is they'll be able to go home and be at least in their comfort zone at home. People say to me, how do you know that the doctors sometimes tell lies about your health? Because they told me I had cancer. I'm gonna tell you the story about my mom. My mom calls. I said, Mommy, they saying I got cancer and that I'm dying and I may not have long to live. So I did call my father as well. So he said, well, I'm going to come down there and see you. I said, okay. He said, well, tell your mom because then I could drive her down. My mom refused to come. She refused to come. And I just couldn't understand how she would put the hatred that she had for my father over the death of me. I just couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it. But I understand it now. I understand it now because that's how much I hate her father. Egypt's father. I hate him so. I hate him, and hate is a sin. And I pray about it every day. God, to take this hate away from me. Somebody save me. Somebody please buy my investments. I'm not asking for no handout. Just buy one of my investments so I can move forward with life and let it go. I didn't understand it then. But I understand it now. And I don't know if that's what God needed me to see. I never lost love for my mom, even though she did that to me. I still was there to help her after I got better, and then a year and a half later, she died. So I didn't hold a bitter attitude because God gave me mercy. And when I say God gave me mercy, meaning he let me survive. He let me survive. And that's one of the reasons why I help others, because you never know how much they're going through and they might need your help. You don't know, you can save, literally save their lives. Because you have a lot of bad people out here, and these bad people will destroy and continue to destroy. Well, I know right after that I lost my mom. So then I had to deal with that as well. Why this man was destroying. He played on the weakness of my mental. He played on the weakness of what I was going through because he knew I needed him. He tried to keep the attachment in my life to destroy. Now, I'm watching all these things, and I'm calling out for help. I'm asking, please, somebody help me get out of this situation, please. Writing letters year after year after year. To turn around, I asked 50. I went out to meet him, asked him to help me, help my son. But he said, of course, you got to put your work in and help. So I did that. I did everything he asked me to do. He promised me he was going to pay me $2 million. I haven't seen but maybe 1,000 of that, if that. People have the tendency, when they see a person in need, to play on their life to destroy for their own selfish reasons. But what they don't realize that people be watching. What they don't realize is that God is watching. And karma is real. You know, my daughter's father had the nerve to come in my room. This was a month before he left. And he looked out the window, and he saw his father's truck. I loved his father dearly. But he left his father to die as well, So when I saw that, I said, it's not that he just hates me. He hates himself. He just don't care. He's a cold person. Because he did not only do it with me, he did it with his dad too. The man that was helping him, the only one that was really helping him. And he stood at my window and said, well, doing all these things that I've done, I didn't think that they would take my father. And I just looked at him. What did you think? What did you think? You can't keep hurting people. They're going to take the one that loves you the most. That's the way God works. I kept telling him, let's go. You can call me all kind of bitches and motherfuckers and everything in the world. I said, listen, I know it's snowing, but we got to make it up out of here. Because I know what it's like dying. And nobody is there. The only thing, my kids was there. Because I went through it. So for those that don't understand why Private Friend Incorporated was created, that's why. Because you have so many bad people. And people need somebody. I'm not a fool. I don't give away my last. Always got to help me in mine before I help anybody. Unless they're being ungrateful. I may be a philanthropist, but I'm a sane philanthropist. I help those that's in need, just like people did for me. But people are not the same anymore. Like I was dating a guy recently, not the new one, this is the old one. And I would try to talk to him about how I feel, inside, crying out for help. And he would hang the phone up on me. So I started detaching myself from him. told myself that it's time for me to go. Because if the person that you love and the person that say they love you, even if they have nothing to say, they would just listen. They would just listen. And all he would say is, don't talk like that on my phone. And close and hang up the phone. And I said to myself, well, damn, I'm everybody else's private friend, and I listen to their problems and their issues. Who's going to listen to mine? How I feel. This is why I went live. Because I don't have nobody to talk to. Because they won't listen. But when they have problems and they're going through their darkest moments, I'm there to listen. So I'm giving it to the world. How I feel. I hope when he hears this podcast that it puts him in shame. Because all you needed to do was love me through these dark times. And you chose not to. You neglected me. And all I needed was you to just maybe hold me and just say it's going to be okay. We're going to figure it out. But they constantly keep telling me they want me to be with him. They felt like we could have been a good couple. And we probably could have if he would stop being so damn selfish. And that's the biggest problem. These people are too selfish. You can try to love them. But if they don't love themselves, you can't. You have to be open to love. You got to be open to love. Live with it because, I've been there for so many people. If I told y'all the stories, I would be on this podcast for hours and hours and hours of all the things I've done for people. And there's no one there for me. No one. So do you get it? Why are we supposed to help people before they go into their dark place? Because it can lead in death and suicide. Do y'all get it? Why we don't ignore people's pain? Do y'all get it? Or do we got to continue? Do we have to continue to kill for y'all to pay attention? Like I told my daughter's father, I said, you easy to get. He don't even know it. You an easy target. But the reality of it is I don't want to kill you. I want you to stop and surrender and do what you're supposed to do. But you just won't. You won't surrender. want things to be your way. But your way is not the right way. You have to continuously be defiant. Well, people that have these defiant attitudes, they go get help. It's called therapy. Because your life is going to lead either in jail for a very, very long time or death. That's your ending. And not because of natural causes. Because someone is going to kill you like they already tried. He's living in a fantasy world. He believed that when he almost got killed in Maryland, that it was just a robbery. Of course, they have to make it look like a robbery. You cost somebody else their life because of the things you have done. Because you were a target. You put that on my life, and I had to protect you and your family because of the things you have done. Luckily, the streets do love me. They may not have the financial being to help me, but they love me enough to protect me and anything that's attached to me. Because I put a lot of work in. That's why. When some of them didn't have no place to go, I opened up my doors. When they didn't have no food, I fed them. So why would you think they would want to hurt me? That's why I'm able to walk free. Because I was that one when they didn't have nobody. That's why I'm protected anywhere I go on the East Coast. That's why my name got all the way from the East Coast to the West. Because I was that one. It didn't matter if you was a gang member. It didn't matter if you needed somebody and you was hungry and didn't have a place to go. I opened my doors. That's why I don't have to look over my shoulder. That's why people will kill for me. Because I opened my doors when they was in their darkest moments. I had fans before I even made a song. I told 50 that. I said, are you sure you want to open up them doors? Are you sure? Do you really know me? I've loved many. And some people do have a heart. Y'all think I was doing this for my health? Do y'all think I wake up every day and try to help some of these rappers and help some of these people that's hungry for my health? Just to say I was able to do it? No, I saved people's lives. I've watched people body people just to eat. And bring me back they bloody clothes and say, well, we can eat now. I got some money. No, that's not how we do it. So I began to teach. I began to help.
I can't eat off of blood money. I feel the guilt. Some of y'all may not feel the guilt because they're so cold inside, because everybody has just harmed them so bad and beat them down mentally day after day when they was in a dark space. Are you going to be that one to wake up to your death because somebody's hungry? Because somebody asked for help and you didn't give it? Is it going to be you, your mom, your dad, your kids? I had to live that. So don't ask me why I created Private Friend Incorporated. I created Private Friend Incorporated to save y'all lives. And y'all don't even give donations so I can help continue to save y'all lives. And then y'all killing me. That's why I told the people, proceed into what y'all used to doing. If I got, I'll help out. If I can't, y'all know when I'm struggling, because they know I'm not selfish. I'm not stingy. And if I got to help, I'm going to help. They know. So I had to let them know, proceed in what you used to doing, because I can't help. Because they have taken everything from me. They won't give me a job. They won't let me sell my business stuff. They put me out in the street. They just trying to extort me for everything. When I've been asking for help. And nobody heard me. Nobody listened. They want to keep targeting me. But targeting me is hurting others. That's what y'all don't get. You're creating a path for others to hurt others by hurting me. Because I'm the one that keep them calm, because I'm the one that knows what it feels like to be in a dark space. But because y'all don't understand, y'all don't care. Do I talk about how my dark feelings feel in music? No, I don't. Because I could talk about it with the people on the street. Because we all feel like this sometimes. Because people don't know when to stop. You know, I told my ex, he gets mad when I text him long paragraphs. Right. But that's the only way I can express myself. Because when I talk to him, if I say the wrong thing, he'll hang up on me. So I'll text him a book, leave it there, and go on about my day. Because I've been trying to express myself to you and you're not listening. You're cutting me short. Because of whatever reason. You hang up the phone on me. You don't want to hear what I have to say. But I'm a human being too. And I need to be able to express myself too. I just can't continuously take in everybody's dark world and not be able to express myself as well. Granted, I learned how to beat being in a dark space sometimes. But when I wake up every day over and over and I'm in that dark space because I keep seeing the same problem over and over and I can't fix it, there is a way out in my mind. Because there's always a way out of everything. And being that I'm a true believer in God, I said, well, God, which one you want me to do? Do you want me to continue to work until I die when you told me that that's not what you intended for me? That I should rest because even you rested? Or should I kill and go rest for the next 10 years? God, tell me. And that's how I be feeling. That's how other people be feeling. People don't just wake up murderers. People are not taught to murder. But when their back is up against the wall, you gotta come off the wall. How many music artists has told y'all that? But y'all wasn't listening. I took a picture in Maryland with my foot on the brick, leaning against the wall. At that time, I was in a tax state. I had lost my house. I had tax issues. I couldn't get a job. I couldn't get anything. I didn't have anything but my life. That's it. I was being mistreated. But I was just living life. But I had to let y'all know my back was up against the wall. There was nothing I could do. Well, guess what? They put my back right back up against the wall. See, back then I didn't have no investments. They wanted me to beg people. I was begging people for a job, so I can pay my taxes. Nobody heard me. You got all these grown-ass men in this industry that'll beg another man to pay their taxes and they'll do it for them. But here it is, I'm a woman, and knowing I got children, nobody gave a damn. That's why they gave me the title of king, even though I'm a woman. Because I had to get through it by myself. There was no man that was able to help me. My daughter's father did to an extent, but he also put me through major hell. Now, mind you, I told you I bought him 2 cars. But before I bought him the second car, he barely even let me drive his first car, the car that he bought. I needed to go perform a show. He told me no. But dude, this is going to help put money into our lives. He said no. You ain't driving my car. But he forgot that when you left me, called me all kind of bees, and left me and went to your mom's, and then your mom put you out, and you was on the street, who gave you their car to sleep in? He forgot about that. When you didn't own a car, you drove my car. Then I got tired of you driving my car, so I bought you your own. I asked you to work and pay the car payment. He let it go. That was on my credit report, not his. So, people are constantly always saying, oh, you need him. No, I didn't need him. I helped him. Because his family treated him like shit. His back was up against the wall. He was in a dark space. So when he called, I opened up my heart and my door. For him to turn around and try to do the same thing to me that his family did to him. Instead of his family getting to the source of the issue with him, they threw him off on me. Then forget how much I put out there to help him after they left their own person, their own family member in a dark space out there in the world. I got that man to a place in his life where he made more money than both of them. Meaning his mother and his brother. And he walked away from it. They knew he had a mental issue. They didn't want to help him. They didn't give a damn. But I had to pick up the pieces for work that y'all should have done. And now I have to live in his truth of mistreating me because y'all wouldn't tell him what he was doing and try to help him. See, they don't see their part in it. And that's why I had to make it live. This is why I've been coming at y'all. Because what kind of family are y'all? Y'all no good. Y'all evil. Y'all bad. And that's just the truth of it all. That's just the truth. And I'm living in my truth, so I'm going to tell the truth. And if you don't like it, come see me. I'm ready for war anyway. Because y'all put my back up against the wall. By not being fair. Did y'all think my daughter was going to respect y'all for everything that y'all allowed to happen? For everything that she's watching her mother go through? That's why she doesn't respect y'all. It's not because she's just bad. Y'all just evil. And a child sees. A child only reflects based on what they see and what they learn about individuals, about people. So if nobody else told y'all, I'm telling y'all. And if y'all don't like it, y'all can come see me. Because I'm not scared of y'all. Never have been. I stayed out the way. I played my part. But not to be used and abused and taken advantage of so bad to where I can't even help myself. See, this is why they don't respond, because I'm telling the truth. This is why they stay away, because I'm telling the truth, and the truth hurts. Truth hurts. I get it. But then you shouldn't do wrong, so people will have to come at you with the truth. And that's just the facts. Living your truth. Y'all was poor people, didn't have nothing, lived off of other people's money, and destroy. Well, they didn't know that that's a crime as well. You can't keep using people, killing them off, taking their money, and think that it's okay. It's a pattern with you people. It's a cycle. And then now y'all trying to get him into that cycle. Or like I told him, and I'm constantly asking God every day which way he wants me to handle this. And I told him, I might have to take you out your misery. And I'm sorry that you was dealt a bad hand with bad people. But I'm not going to continue to let it affect my life. And as much as I'm out here begging people, please, just buy one of my investments so I can get myself together and move away from these people. Nobody hears me. Is it destined or not? This is Jacqueline Richardson, Ms. JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. I've always been a loving person. I've always helped others because of what? The cards that I was dealt. But not to be taken advantage of. And at this point in my life, I feel like I've been taken advantage of. I work hard every day of my life. I work so much, I don't even have time to know who Jacqueline is. If I did have the free time to love me, where do I start? Because I've helped so many people. I don't even have time to love me, to do the things that I like. What does Jacqueline Richardson even like? You know, I laugh at people when they say they know me. How do you know me? I can't even show you me. Because it's always about you. It's never really about me. Now I'm at the time in my life where I want to live for me. Living my truth. Not other people's truth, my truth. And my truth is that I work hard. I built investments. I want to proceed with my investments. I got to keep getting stopped because of somebody else and their truth. When am I going to be able to live in my truth? Somebody hear me, please. I got 3 investments out there that can be sold. I just want to walk away from this man and his family. I want to be able to pay my bills off. Put my daughter to safety so she doesn't have to worry. So she can live like a teenager. With me there on her side. Saying, what you doing? Why are you doing that? Why she grow and learn? That's my truth. Making sure that my kid doesn't have to grow up like the rest of these other people. That's so bad. And that I can teach her what to look for before she gets tied up with these bad people. My job is to protect her. Any means necessary. All my other pregnancies just happened. This child, I asked God for. So I can't fail her because I asked for her. You ask and you shall receive. She's watched people hurt her mom. She's watched people take from her mom. How do you think she's going to respect you? I'm tired of picking up the pieces for other people. I never told that man he can have anything I gave him outside of the car that I bought him. That he messed up my credit with. And then he turned around and did it again. But this time, he didn't just let it go. He surrendered under me, under my name, under my care. But he won't surrender under his own. Gotta make it make sense. He doesn't realize how bad he's hurt my life. And I just want away from him. I just want away. I want to be able to live my life without ties to that man. I have to look at that $9,000 sitting on my credit report, but my credit at 450 because it's there. I can't even rent a room because my credit is under 400, because I have 2 cars on my credit report, because he lied when I could have took the money that I had and bought me a brand new car. I could have just invested my pension into a brand new car. But because he lied, I went another route. I mean, because he said what he was going to do, I went another route. So do you see how he affected me just with the lies? I needed to make this podcast because if the decision does come to where I have to kill this man, the judge needs to know why. I don't want to, but y'all pushing me to. My stuff is all over social media, everywhere. My trademark, my copyrights, my nonprofit. It's everywhere. Asking for someone to buy. So I don't have to kill this man. I'm tired. I'm tired. I've worked so many years in pain, mentally and physically, to take care of my family. And not only my family, others as well. I needed to make this podcast because I need the judge to hear my truth. How my back was up against the wall because nobody heard me. Nobody felt my pain. Nobody. Of what these people have done to my life. I'm trying, y'all, trying every day. Every day I'm trying. For the love of my daughter, I'm trying. I'm trying. Not to get on this highway and kill this man. I'm trying. I just wish y'all hear me. I just wish y'all hear me. I'm trying. But he's destroyed my life. He's destroyed my life. I just want to be able to just start over. You know, my ex would look at me and say, I hate that he's done this to you. And I would look at him and I would say,
Well, what do you see? What do you see? I don't see. He's seen the change in me. He's seen the pain in me. You know, sometimes I say, well, maybe our destruction in our relationship is because of me. You know, I say that sometimes. Because he saw something that I couldn't see. He saw the pain. People don't really know how much pain it really is. And I just want it to end. So I can rest in love, you know. Because that's what I've made to do, to love. Understand people's dark times and help them get out of it. That's what God has done for me. My calling is to help people that's in their dark times. To make them feel loved. But you don't need money to make a person feel loved. I've been successful without finances. Without giving away everything I have. But this man has taken everything. I just don't want to do right. He doesn't want to love his child properly. He doesn't want to pay child support. And he wants to continue to tell lies to destroy my life. He said to me, you told me you would never take me to child support. Oh, I would never take you to child support if you're paying. If you're not paying, then I have to take you to child support. That's just the way it works. You know what he told me? Oh, you a bitch just like the rest of them. Well, what do you expect? You have to pay for your child. It doesn't work when you can just make babies and just be free and just say forget them. It doesn't work that way. I never took my son's father to child support because he always paid. And if he didn't pay, he communicated with me. Jack, I got some issues, the family, because he had a wife and his other two kids, whatever. I can't give such and such right now. A couple of weeks, I'll get paid, I got you. I'll break it up into payments, whatever, but I got you. I never took him to child support. Never once thought about it. His own wife took him to child support. He called me up one morning and he said, you took me to child support? No. Why would I take you to child support? You pay. He had to apologize and hang up. Everybody goes through issues. But if you're honest, it doesn't affect other people's lives. It's when you're being dishonest, it affects other people's lives. And that's why I'm so angry. Because by you being dishonest, when I had money. I was sitting on money when you was with me. And I could have fixed it. But because you lied, now I'm in a rut with my back up against the wall. And now all I have is investments. Once again, this is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja. I just need y'all to pray for me. I need y'all to pray for me. At this point, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. I don't have any money. Once again, all I got is investments. I got less than 2 weeks to be out of this apartment. I've been asking several people to help me. I've been asking for help before I even got to this point, but people don't listen. They just want what they want, and that's it. They don't care. I don't want to kill this man, y'all. But I'm tired, and I need to rest. There's life after jail, but there's no life after death. So I'm weighing my options. I'm asking God to talk to me. I got 11 years before I can get my Social Security. I have no other choice but to work. I've put in over 200 applications, if not more. Nobody's calling me for work. I'm not going to go out and rob and steal. I'm not going to jail for nothing petty. I'm not doing it. Because I'm not going to show my daughter that putting petty charges on your life can destroy a lot of things. I'm not going to do that. So if I'm going to take a hit, I'm going to take a big one. And that's just where I'm at mentally. They know I pay my bills. They know I do everything I'm supposed to do if I have it. But if I don't have it, there's a reason behind it. I'm trying to do 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, and try to be 2 parents at the same time. I'm only one person. They say there was cloning people. Can I get a clone of myself so that way one of us can go work and the other one can be at home and play the part of a mother? Can I get it, please? Because nobody's hearing me. Nobody's understanding that I'm working too much. I can't even allow myself to heal from a fall. It hurts. I had to fall and get right back up and keep going. Then to fall again and get right back up and keep going. Yeah, granted, my products helped it because it would probably be worse. But it needs to rest. I need to rest. This has been an ongoing thing every single day of my life for the last 2 years. I took on a second job. I was battling between jobs because one job wanted me to slave for him a little bit more than the other job. Then they want to throw abuse on me. I mean, these jobs don't understand what they do to people. And then people take it upon themselves to steal from them. And then, well, why do people steal them? Well, this is why. Look how you're treating them. Look at what you're doing to them. They could barely survive. But they always at work. This world is really bad. It's just really bad. These people, we say we're going to try to continue to make America great. I don't know the way things is going. It may have to be after I get out of jail in 10 or 15 years. I don't know. Then I could proceed and continue to help you people. Because for right now, all I see is downhill for y'all. And that's just the God honest truth. I'm waiting for God to open up a door or give me the final decision on how to move. Because nobody won't respond. And those that do respond is going through exactly what I'm going through. How crazy is that? That they are living in their truth. Once again, this is Jacqueline Richardson, J.D. Diamond, Jackie Deja. I'll talk to y'all soon.